All right, let's get right into it. With all the information flying at us 24/7, it's just so easy to get things mixed up, to let what feels true become what we think is true. Today we're going to talk about that exact trap and, more importantly, how to get ourselves out of it.
So I want you to think about this for a second. We've all been there, right? That moment of just absolute certainty. You just know you're right. But what if that feeling, as powerful as it is, isn't really the best guide? What if it's leading us astray? That one question, well, it changes everything.
And this leads us straight into a huge issue we see today, this habit of treating personal opinions like they're solid, undeniable facts. It's a subtle slip-up, but believe me, it has massive consequences for how we see the world and even how we talk to each other.
I mean, this probably sounds familiar, doesn't it? You see it everywhere. That crazy headline that gets shared 1,000 times before anyone's even read the article. The hot take on social media that just explodes. Or even just that quiet little habit we all have of nodding along to something because, well, it just confirms what we already wanted to believe. It's just easier that way. So, let's get back to basics for a second, because this is the absolute key. An opinion? That's your personal view. This is the best movie ever made. A fact? That's something you can prove. This movie is 127 minutes long. See the difference? One's a feeling, the other is verifiable. And when we start blurring that line, that's when all the trouble starts.
But this isn't just about, winning arguments online. This distinction goes way deeper. It gets to the very core of what it means to know something. There's actually a whole area of philosophy that's all about this stuff.
And it really boils down to this simple idea. It's about shifting our focus. Instead of just focusing on what we think we know, we need to start asking how we know it. That little shift from the destination to the journey is what makes all the difference. And that brings us to this awesome, kind of scary-sounding word, epistemology. I know, it sounds super academic, right? But the idea behind it is actually simple. And honestly, it's a game changer. Just think of it like this. It's your own personal quality control system for ideas. It's the mental toolkit you use to figure out, hey, is this belief I have just a random opinion, or is it actually a justified fact? It's all about asking, okay, where's the evidence, and is that evidence any good? That's it.
So if the common thing to do is just get lost in this fog of feelings and half-baked claims, what's the alternative? How do we find our way out? Well, luckily, there is a much clearer, better path we can take.
And here's the solution. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. Not at all. It's about trying to be the most honest. Honest with the people you're talking to, sure, but most importantly, being honest with yourself about what you really know and what you don't. So how do we actually do that? Well, you can break it down into 3 pretty simple steps. First, check your sources. Seriously, where did this come from? Is it legit? Second, and this one is huge, get comfortable saying, I don't know. Admitting you're not sure about something isn't a weakness, it's a massive strength. And third, decide to value the truth even when it's inconvenient, even when it proves you were wrong.
Okay, so we've looked at the problem, the philosophy behind it, and the practical solution. Now let's put it all together into a toolkit you can literally start using the second this is over.
When you lay it out side by side like this, it becomes so clear, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the default, easy mode setting, sharing stuff without thinking, believing whatever feels good. And on the other, you have this active, much more rewarding path of intellectual honesty. It really just comes down to a choice, convenience or integrity.
And that's the thing I really want you to take away from this. This whole exercise isn't about winning more arguments or being right all the time. The real goal is to build a better, more honest relationship with the truth. It's about respecting knowledge enough to be careful with it, especially when it goes against what we'd prefer to believe.
So, I'll just leave you with this one last question to chew on. As you go through the rest of your day, just notice which one you're reaching for. Are you grabbing for the comfort of an old opinion? Or are you willing to do the little bit of work that comes with really pursuing the truth? The answer to that, well, it doesn't just shape what you know, it shapes who you become.